Hare Krishna, welcome to Morning Amrut Vani program. His Grace Rupavilas Prabhuji will be giving his transcendental words of wisdom. His Grace Ram Kripa Prabhuji will be reading the Namamrita, followed by Srila Prabhupada quote, followed by Srila Prabhupada Lila Amrit. Thereafter, Her Grace Sadhu Sevani Mataji will be reciting the slokas of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Welcome to everyone once again. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु दंडवत प्रणाम। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितमेन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। ही डिवाइन गेस्ट श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ही इज होलिनेस गोपाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। ही इज होलिनेस भक्ति आश्रय वैष्णव स्वामी महाराज की जय। ही इज ग्रेस शिक्षा गुरु रूप विलास प्रभु की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री नामामृत। Even if one chants the holy name of the Lord unintentionally, he is fully purified. Sukdev Goswami to King Parikshit. That old man Ajamila had 10 sons, of whom the youngest was the baby named Narayana. Since Narayana was the youngest of all sons, he was naturally very dear to both of his father and his mother. Because of the child's broken language and awkward movements, old Ajamila was very much attached to him. He always took care of the child and enjoyed the child activities. When Ajamila chewed food and ate it, he called the child to chew it and eat, and when he drank, he called the child to drink also. Always engaged in taking care of the child and calling his name Narayana, Ajamila would not understand that his own time was now exhausted and that the death was upon him. When Narayana, uh, when death was upon him, when the time of death arrived for the foolish Ajamila, he began thinking exclusively of his son Narayana. Ajamela then saw three awkward persons with deformed bodily features, fierce, twisted faces, and hair standing erect on their bodies. With the ropes in their hands, they had come to take him away to the abode of Yamaraja. When he saw them, he was extremely bewildered, and because of attachment to his child, who was playing a short distance away, Ajamela began to call him loudly by his name. Thus, with tears in his eyes, he somehow or other chanted the holy name of Narayana. My dear king, the order carriers of Vishnu, the Vishnu Dutas, immediately arrived when they heard the holy name of their master from the mouth of dying Ajamila, who had certainly uh, chanted without offense because he had chanted in the complete anxiety. Since the old man was very attached to the child, he enjoyed the child's activities, and because the child's name was Narayana, the old man always chanted the holy name of Narayana. Although he was referring to the small child and not to the original Narayana, the name of Narayana is so powerful that even by chanting his holy name, even by chanting his son's name, he was becoming purified. Hare Nama, Hare Namai Kevalam. Adi Leela 17.21. Srila Rupa Goswami has therefore declared that if one's mind is somehow or the other attracted to the holy name of the Krishna, tasmat kenapi upayena manah Krishna nimashyet. One is on the path of liberation. It is customary in Hindu society for parents to give their children names like Krishna Dasa, Govinda Dasa, Narayana Dasa, and Vrindavana and get the chance to be purified. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada quote, 20th November. The beauty of the outer skin can be destroyed in only by a few hours merely by a dose of strong purgative, but the beauty of the truth indestructible and always the same. Truth and Beauty, November 20th, 1958. Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. Abhay Charan greeted his readers by defining his motto: Godhead is light, nescience is darkness. When man forgets that he is the son of Godhead and identifies himself with the body, then he is in ignorance. He is like a man who is very concerned with the automobile mechanism, yet with no knowledge of the driver. The defect of the present day civilization is just like that. This is actually the civilization of nations or illusion, and therefore civilization has been turned into militarization. Everyone is fully concerned with the comforts of the body and everything related to the body, and no one is concerned with the spirit that moves the body. Although even a boy can realize that the motor car mechanism has a little value if there is no driver of the car. This dangerous ignorance of humanity is a gross nuisance and has created the dangerous civilization in the form of militarization. This militarization, which in softer language is the nationalization, is an external barrier to understanding the human relations. There is no meaning in a fight where the parties do fight only for the matter of different colored dresses. There must be therefore an understanding of the human relation without any consideration of the bodily designation or colored dresses. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Can we go to the English, please? Hare Krishna. नारूपम् अस्येह तलोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादे न च सम्प्रतिष्ठ अश्वत्थमेवं सुविरुद्धमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढानि चित्वा ततः पदं तत्परिमार्गित्वा अव्यं यस्मिन् गता न निवर्तन्ति भूय तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यथा pravritti prashishta purani. Translation. The real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, or where its foundation is. But with determination, one must cut down the strongly rooted tree with the weapon of detachment. Thereafter, one must seek that place from which, having gone, one never returns, and there surrender to that Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whom everything began and from whom everything has extended since time immemorial. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.13.32. तथा साध्य भद्रं ते आत्मनां सुप्रजां मृग इष्टस्ते पुत्र कामस्य पुत्रं दास्यते यज्ञभुक्. Translation. O king, we wish all good fortune for you. You have no son, but if you pray at once to the Supreme Lord and ask for a son, and if you execute the sacrifice for that purpose, the enjoyer of the sacrifice, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will fulfill your desire. Hare Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrit Madhya Leela 5.43. पुत्र भले प्रतिमा साक्षी से सेह दूर देशे के तुम्हारा साक्षी दिबे चिंता कर की से. His son replied, the deity may be a witness, but he is in a distant country. How can he come to bear witness against you? Why are you so anxious over this? Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Shri Radharas Bihari Bhagwan ki jai. ललिता सखी विशाखा माता की जय, गिरिराज गोवर्धन महाराज की जय, सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय, गौरांग निताय महाप्रभु की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, मॉर्निंग चैंटिंग प्रोग्राम की जय, संवेद भक्त वृंद की जय. The story of Ajamil is again and again repeated. But when we read this story, there are three things that we should understand. One is that he had taken this name offenselessly. Second is that with full anxiety at the time of death, in that anxiety, loudly he was calling Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. And this name Narayan also, he had lovingly many times, the last child, huh? He had taken out the name. So the Vishnu Dutas, when the discussion was happening with the Yamdutas, they were saying that when he was lovingly calling out the name of the Lord, at that time only the sins had destroyed. Now he had, out of anxiety, loudly called the name, and that attracted the attention of the Lord. So when an offenseless chanting with love and devotion is chanted, it attracts the attention of the Lord. And once it attracts the attention of the Lord, then Lord start thinking how I have to liberate this Jivatma. That is the biggest thing. And then the Lord arranges for you the Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, and all other things, because your Sukriti had developed and it attracted the attention of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, what is the main thing that you have to understand? We have to call loudly, we have to call sincerely, we have to call in full anxiety and purely. Then it will attract the attention of the Lord, and that will the beginning of our, what we can say, the good fortune in our life. When Lord start thinking about you, how I have to save this Jivatma. And that is what happened in the Ajamil case. After that, Ajamil had to go to Haridwar for 20 years. There he chanted offenselessly the name, and after that he was liberated. Liberating, getting out of sins is one thing, but going back to the spiritual world is another thing. It's not the same thing. Hmm? Okay, we can go further. Inner truth and outer truth. The bodily beauty can be destroyed anytime, but the beauty that we stay with the truth. And what is the truth? Satyam. Satyam is Krishna. The more you stay with the holy name, more you stay with Bhagavatam, more you stay with the deities, more you stay with the seva. That is the real truth and the real beauty that will remain eternal with you. It will never get lost. It will always continue with you in this life, in the next life, and the whichever life you go. So, very nicely, Srila Prabhupada got the paper and he printed his first edition, Back to Godhead. And very nicely, he's writing in this edition that Godhead, Bhagavan, is the light and nescience is the darkness. Ignorance is the darkness. And what is nescience? To understand that this body, we are this body. That is the nescience. We are the spirit soul which are living inside this body. We are part and parcel of the Lord. And very nice analogy Prabhupada gives about the car and the driver. Everybody is worried about the outer car, and nobody is worried about the driver. And everybody is worried about, and in because very nice he's saying that because the dangerous ignorance of humanity is the gross nescience and has created dangerous civilization in form of militarization. So when we live in ignorance, when we live in not knowing the knowledge about our spirit soul, and that civilization becomes a very dangerous civilization where everything is concerned with body and satisfaction of body. And everybody forgets about the real spirit, that we are the part and parcel of the Lord, and the soul has to be satisfied. And that's why this dangerous civilization then turns into militarization. And this nice word is given. Prabhupada very heavily writes over here in this article that this militarization is given the name of nationalism. Hmm? Unless and until people do not understand their internal relationship and fight for different colors of dresses, means the body, uh, will not help us to solve and give peace in the community. The peace and happiness in the society will only come when we develop a relationship on the basis of spirit, soul, and Krishna. And that is what ISKCON has showed by uniting the entire world on the basis of Harinam, on the entire world by giving Krishna in the center. We see people from Russia, we see people from China, we see people from America, we see people from Africa, we see people from Pakistan. They lovingly do service by keeping Krishna and they serve the Lord. So that is what is real United Nation. Unless and until we do not bring the people and give this knowledge about the love of Godhead, the problem of the world will never solve. We can go further. न रूपमस्य तथोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादि न संप्रतिष्ठा अश्वत्थमेनं सुविरूढमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रे दृढेन छित्त्वा तत्पदं तत्परिमार्गतव्यं यस्मिन् गता न निवर्तन्ति भूय तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यत् प्रवर्ति प्रसर्ता पुराणे. So two, three things are there in this shloks which are very important. That it is very difficult to understand this material world. You cannot understand the beginning, you cannot understand the middle, you cannot understand the end. Yes, but you are trapped in this material world. How you can get out of this material world? Asanga shastre dridena chitva. You have to have that astra of asanga, means detachment. Unless and until you do not practice detachment, it is very, very difficult to get out of this material world. And where you have to go? You have to go to, tat padam tat parimargatavyam yasmin gata na nivartanti bhuya. You have to go to that place where going, nobody comes back. You have to take the shelter of that person from whom everything, tam evam Adyam Purusham Prapadya. Adyam Purusha. We have to take the shelter of the Adi Purusha, from whom everything begins. That is the goal of all the Vedas. That is the goal of all the science. Here, the reason that is given, hey king, you do not have a son. And that's why your yajna is not getting fulfilled. So you have to pray to the Lord that you get a son. And for that son, you have to first do the yajna. Then this yajna will get completed. So we know in the previous yuga, if the Yajiban has a problem or the Brahmana has a problem, the yajnas will never get completed. But that is not the case in Kali Yuga. Kale doshe nidhe rajan asti eko mahan gun kirtana devas krishnasya mukta sangha param brajet. Just by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one can, the Harinam Sankirtan, all types of yajna can be performed. as far as Sisi is concerned, the Brahmana son, who is a Brahmana by birth, but he doesn't have the quality of a Brahmana. And that's why उसको भगवान पे विश्वास नहीं था. अरे भगवान मूर्ति है और दूर देश में बैठी हुई है, कहां से आएगी वो इधर? काय को चिंता करते हो तुम? Why you are worried about it? वो थोड़ा साक्षी देने आने वाली है. He's a Brahmana, born Brahmana. And that's why it is said by birth, nobody is a Brahmana, Kshatriya. It is the activities what he does that makes him more Brahmanical. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.